All right, you can either copy this question down, so pause the video and copy it down, or you can print up the page if we manage to post it. What we have here is Maria and Gilbert are running a race. Maria is faster than Gilbert, so she gives him a 4-meter head start. Maria runs at a speed of 3 meters per second. Gilbert only runs at a speed of 5 meters per 2 seconds. So here we have our starting line. So here we have our start. Right, here's our starting line. And this is where Maria is going to start. And Maria is going to run at a speed of 3 meters per second. Then a little bit a head start she gives, so 4 meters in front of her at the start. So 4 meters is Gilbert. And the reason why she gives Gilbert a 4-meter head start is because Gilbert only runs at 5 meters per 2 seconds. Now what they ask us here is to figure out how long it's going to take Maria to catch up to Gilbert and how far from the starting line they're going to be when Maria does catch up to Gilbert. And we know that we could do this graphically, but today we're going to learn how to do it algebraically. Here's what we need to go ahead and do. So here we have our picture of the situation. I'm going to go ahead and block that up. We're going to define two variables here real quick. We're going to define y to be the distance from the starting line, and we're going to define x to be the time in seconds that have gone by. The reason why we're going to define those variables is because now we can say that Maria's distance from the starting line will always simply be her distance y, so this is for Maria, is always going to be 3 times the amount of time that has gone by. Right? We're not going to add anything to that because she's starting at a starting location of 0. She's starting at the starting line. For Gilbert, on the other hand, Gilbert's distance from the starting line we know is going to have 4 added to it because he starts with a 4-meter head start. And then his distance traveled is going to be his speed, 5/2 meters per second, times the amount of time that has gone by. So the question is, when will Maria catch up to Gilbert? In other words, when will these two equations be the same? So what we can do is we can say that since we want y for Maria to be equal to y for Gilbert, we can substitute what y is equal to into the other equation. In other words, we have this equation for Gilbert that says y is equal to 5/2x plus 4. We're going to replace Gilbert's distance with the expression that we have for Maria's distance, right? So what we've done there is we've replaced, and the word that we use for that replacement is called substitution. So we substituted 3x for y. We replaced the y with 3x. Now if we solve this equation, we're going to be able to find out what value of x, in other words, what time. I'm going to multiply by 2 here just to get rid of the fraction. We're going to be able to find out what value of x makes it true that Maria's distance, Maria's location, is the same as Gilbert's location. So if we subtract 5x from both sides, we would have that x is equal to 8. In other words, Maria and Gilbert's location, their distance from the starting line is the same when the time is 8. So Maria catches up to Gilbert after 8 seconds. Once we know how long it's going to take, we can easily find how far away from the starting line they're going to be, either by finding Maria's distance after 8 seconds, so that would be letting x equal 8 in Maria's time, or by doing the same thing, there's the bell, for Gilbert's distance. what we should recognize here is because we've said that 8 is the value and the distance would be the same, both of these should give us the same thing, which is that Maria catches up to Gilbert at 24 meters. So after 8 seconds, they will both be 24 meters from the starting line. You can see that also by plugging it into Gilbert's, although this is completely unnecessary. We would have 5 times 4 plus 4, which would be 20 plus 4, which would be 24. When we talk about this in terms of solving systems of equations, what we'll have is we'll say we have this system of equations where y is equal to 3x and y is equal to 5 over 2x plus 4. Because we know that y is always the same thing as y, we can substitute 3x in for y in the other equation. What we end up with is a solution, an xy solution of where x is 8 and y is 24. We're going to post some other examples of just doing it really more algebraically without application, but I want to make sure that we understand that this solution in application in this case means the time that they catch up and the distance